ring exterior, council chamber, and I think that should be good. Yeah, so come on up here. Here we are. Look, it's us. Wow, 3 minutes.
Very cool.
So when I was making it, the council chamber sequence, the exposition sequence was about 2 days, day and a half that it did. And these, sorry, when I say 2 days, day and a half, I'm talking like, you know, the later days of the month where it's like, okay, we're in the last 2 weeks. I had a week off of, I went to school for mechanical engineering. I had a week off in the middle of that, in the middle of February. Thank goodness, because otherwise the thing would definitely not have been completed. And it was wake up, eat breakfast, play for 8 hours till my controllers die, eat lunch while they charge, play for another 6 or 7 hours, and then go to sleep and do it again. So this was, council chamber was like, I don't know, 30 hours probably. If I hit these individual buttons, it'll activate parts of the script, which I will open. Council chamber circuitry. Okay, here's the first conversation. Whoop. So I set up this animatronic system where all you got to do is send a signal that has an integer assigned with it. So, you know, play voice line 1, play voice line 2, play voice line 3. And they have all their animations and stuff on the inside. So when I hit one of these buttons, it would send one of these signals, and then that starts the main sequence. So then if I go to open this idiot, who I think, yeah, voice line player right here. So all this is a little receiver with play voice and then which number, and then it plays the thing. The animation is, please tell me this is the one. Yeah, okay. There we go. This is what determines stuff like, you know, when I'm doing this hand motion versus when I'm doing the little presenting the hologram thing. That's these multiplexes. So the voice line comes in here, and then, you know, voice line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever has these values that then get sent to these parts of the animatronic. So that controls facial expression, hand movements, probably something else.
And how did you encode all of those? Are they all individual animation files, or are they like sets of?
No. So if I go to my visual, look at offset. I have these hand targets. That's the position. That's left over.
Right. That's how you did it. Okay.
Yeah. So if I real quick do that. So this lets me, well, it's a little off right now, but like, you know, all I'm doing is moving slots around, right? So if I undo that, then what I've got is, I lost my inspector. Okay, 1 sec. Visual. Okay, so for my hand targets, right, I've got the position being controlled here by a whole bunch of stuff. It's smoothed. It's value multi-driver being controlled by, yeah, boy, I don't know at this point. We've got, but it wiggler wobbler, so you get this sort of natural statues staring at you, even if it's not a whole much more than that. It's enough that you get the idea. Yeah. Put this over here. And there's a slight head wiggle, there's a slight up and down motion. Then the voice lines control the index on this multiplexer, among other things. So you can see some of those values are wiggling, some of them are not, and some of them are set to specific angles. So one of them is like pointing, one of them is thumbs up, one of them is the like gesticulating motion. And then it's just a matter of, okay, what do I want the guy to be doing while that voice line is playing?
Right.
So it's on the timeline of the audio, kind of like the audio time.
Each line is associated with one set of motions. That's because we don't have, well, I mean, you know, we could have made a system around that. It was easier to segment it into, like, if I want him to change what he's doing mid paragraph, right? I just record 2 separate things.
Okay.
And that made it not efficient because it's Protoflux. It's not built for that, right? But definitely streamlined it a lot more than it could. Back that. So that's the animatronics, which were one of my favorite parts. I was mainly, like I said, I was delegating and animating. So anytime I wasn't managing the project, I was handling the interaction scenes. Everything outside of the ring was me. So like everybody else took care of a bunch of the rooms inside, and then the intro sequence up until somebody hit a button.
Sure.
I think it was I think it was the last one, so that's funny. But yeah, so I would have these. I've got these all over the place. We'll go to the what's it called? The finale, and I'll show you that. Oh yeah, actually, here you can come down to inside to the hub, and you can see all the individual door triggers as well.
Ah. Mm.
Okay. Let me turn off cancel chamber, and
I did get luck.
turn on finale. Yeah, I think that should do it. Yeah, here we are.
Monster.
Yeah. This was epic.
Thank you. That was yeah, big chunk of my time. I spent about 250 hours on the project total in Resonite, not counting outside, which I also, every waking moment if you're counting that. But in Resonite I spent about 250 hours.
So good.
I Ren blew it out of the park with the monster. Chroma did the portals, all the visuals that aren't me were made by somebody else. I'm not great at the modeling and everything, but most of the animating, pretty much all the animating, and the scene sequencing was me. So I will go to finale, circuitry, section starter. So section starter, this is the script that controls what happens when you're getting pulled up by the tentacles, like electricity grapple thing. Back. It's kind of big. There's a lot of different animatronics for this one. So we've got a bunch of these in here, and essentially I would do one of these a day, in terms of getting the timing right, getting the animatronics in place, getting the assets gathered from anybody else, stuff like that. So what you're looking at is the main signal receiver down here, which then goes through a sequence one by one of, I sort of split them into rows for what's happening simultaneously. And if I trigger okay, so that's the skybox. This is the animator pivot. Yeah, so for example, I'll pop out an input here and click that, and then our guy is gonna, I believe, turn. Oh no, this is the tentacle, isn't it? Yeah, sure is, which is disabled right now. This one is the people holders. This one is tentacle. This one, there's a lot more here than I think there every time. What's that? Is this the roar? Yeah, there we go. So you would get one of these as he turns towards you, right?
Ooh, scary.
And then this, which is the lean back. And then the next row, when I click it, is the proper roar.
Oh, it's good.
It's like behind the scenes at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Then, things would split up from here. So I go down row by row. This controls the creature. And then you can see there's a signal here called shoot at creature. So this is when the mech and I come out from behind the thing up top, which I have to do this. So if you're looking up at that cube, you'll see me kind of just slide. Whoop, hello.
Oh, way up there.
Yeah, and then the shooting's activated, the music starts, so that's all this stuff. And you can see I've got play ambient music, loop ambient music, so those are some to a controller for the world sounds. And then it would kind of just go through that. I'm going to set and stop shooting signal because that's going to be annoying. And then that's section starter. Then there's arrival and killing blow, fake gizmo, actual death, congratulations, and mech throw. So each of those, for example, I'll go on to arrival, which is the next one. So this is when all the other ringleaders show up. And again, this is another day, essentially. I pretty much did them. The timing worked out that way. Yeah, any more questions so far?
Epic, man.
Really cool.
Really good.
Yeah, it was something else. The archive section was Chroma and Crimson and Wren built that together and did, as far as I'm aware, most of the programming for that. But it's kind of hard to say because I was involved in so much other than that it like my head was spinning without having to deal with that stuff. And then they were like, "It's we're taking care of it." And I'm like, "Okay, good, thank you." Yeah.
So another question, Rusty, is what was like the low moment that you all had to go through in order to get to the other side? Was there a moment of like, I'm gonna fucking quit?
No. It was kind of like, so, okay, the thing is, right, that was immediately after I had that, right? But up until it was just, we do it. We just got to do it.
Awesome.
And it was work. I was not thinking about anything else. I was enjoying it. I was having a blast. Like, this is the most creatively fulfilling project I've ever been on, and it ate my month. And I was happy about it, right?
But
great. Then, like I said, those last 3 days was, the map wasn't playable until 4 hours before, like fully all the way through. Oof. We did not leave playtesting, and we did not leave polish time. Like, thankfully, we're smart enough collectively that there were only 2 soft locks that you might run into on the actual thing, but and I patched those out for this version, but like. Yeah, no, it was just definitely I was running on fumes by the end, and then I fully collapsed for another week. But like, I was happy to have done it. It's all about the people you're working with. Like, I was doing it, I was only pushing myself that hard for them, and the fact that I got to have our the beam combining stuff like that. This is been in my head for 7 years at this point, and then I get to actually have it happen.
That's awesome.
I was just glad to put everything I have into it.
How long have you guys all been collectively working together?
It's ambiguous, kind of, right? So I met most of us met each other. Well, I guess not most of us at this point. The original group, right, met each other on Anyland, the tiny VR creative game that, and like when I say tiny, I mean like us leaving was the community going away. So itty bitty, very, very teeny tiny. You didn't play Anyland unless you knew everybody on Anyland because you had no choice. And it just sort of worked out that the only people who stayed in Anyland thought very similarly to each other, right? So, like, of course we would get along because we like this super tiny niche little thing. And then we moved to Neos in 2021 and collected a couple more people over the years. So I just sort of a bunch of creatives who met each other and kept being creative and then ended up doing it together more often than not.
That's awesome.
But like, I never answered the original question. That was 2018 I joined Anyland. So
nice.
7 years, yeah.
That's great. Another question. Anything that you had to kind of not implement because it was out of scope, but you really wanted to?
The actual collecting.
Really quick. I've got to go. Sorry. Thank you so much, Rustybot.
Thanks for coming.
This is amazing. And your tutorials are awesome too. I just want to say. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And thanks, Jason, for
Bye, Nano.
this.
Yeah, that was a blast. That was really fun.
Hey,
Bye.
Norman. I'm going to try and make a cool exit here, but it's just not going to happen. But I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Now let's everybody watch Nano.
Okay, bye.
Stare at her.
Bye.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, the question was there something that you were really bummed that you had to cut for scope?
The polish and playtesting, obviously. I'm just going to get that out of the way. Like, man, everything could have been a lot cleaner, but that's how everything goes, right? So, the main bit is the actual collecting of the stuff. The premise of the story is you're going around getting the creature fragment, the power core, the power converter, the chassis for the weapon, and then you get it built and you insert all of your tools into it, and you have this moment of here's the thing. But we didn't.
Right.
It was the last half of the last week, and I was like, I'm just gonna make Bitbots do it. So like anywhere we went in, not counting robotics lab, anywhere you saw a bitbot was like, hey, don't worry, I got it from here. You just go on ahead. Like that's me saying, I don't have time, guys.
No worries. It did not spoil anything for me, that's for sure. It was really epic.
Yeah, no, and like like I said, the robotics lab voice lines I recorded I was awake for 50 something hours at that point. It was 3 a.m. and I'm like, we still don't have robotics lab, guys. Yeah, it was a fiasco, but like if we had been given another week, I would probably have died. So like, thank goodness.
Right?
So next time you're going to make version when every person of are evil and you play with this monster.
Yeah, MMC24, destroy the ring.
I love it.
Ah, that was fun. Anybody else have any questions before we head out?
Nothing I can think of
Yeah,
at the moment.
Thanks for showing up, everybody.
Hey.
A bunch of you I hadn't met before, so Rat King and V45. Thanks for showing up, and thank God you guys did, because I don't know that I would have been able to solve this thing without your help.
It was really fun to see a massive group go through this. I think the biggest I had seen at once before
good. I'm
was
glad you dug
like,
it. I'm glad.
I don't know, 4 or 5. So yeah, this was really funny.
Great.
There was no much events inside of Resonite that you can actually attend. Most of them are on US time, sadly.
Mm.
Well, that was a blast, man. Amazing, Rusty. All the great credit that you got and the win, very well deserved. Thanks for everybody for coming. That was really, really fun. I haven't laughed that much in quite a while. So we'll do this again in a month or two. We'll do another World Hop.
That's lovely.
Alrighty.
All right, bye everybody.
Thanks
Thanks
for
again,
coming.
Rusty. That was awesome. Bye
Hey, glad
everybody.
I could show it off. Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Dave. Good. Thanks for the picture. Appreciate it.
See you, Rusty. Haven't got you. It's just